detail on a scratch build jet that it's an excellent flyer and it is easy to build too. Here the battery cover is removed to show several details. One of the details is the speed controller is placed in the same air channel to the ADF, so the airflow cools the controller. Second, the battery, which is around here, does not interfere with the air current, but it is also cooled by lateral air intakes. Note also that in the cover there are vent holes covered with mosquito screen to help in the EDF air intakes. I designed the cover so we can have a complete access to all internal parts. All covers are fixed with screws, except the battery cover, which is kept in place by a small magnet. The receiver is placed at the front fuselage over the nose gear. Note the ADF location here and the exhaust tube. Here is a view of the receiver. The receiver is separate from the nose gear, which is down here, using layers of soft foam. The fuselage sides are made with 10 millimeter foam. Note that the EDF is located the nearest possible to the CG, which is the center of gravity, which is around here. And the exhaust tube is formed from paper covered with transparent backing tape. This produces a light and a strong tube. Note that a sound foam seal is provided at the ADF entrance to prevent air being suctioned from the rear part of the fuselage. The canopy is supported at the front with a wood slide and with a screw in the rear part. By the way, I use a canopy from an F-16 80 millimeter, bought from a supplier. Here is a view of the landing gear setup. I have to say that I use the landing gear only for the takeoff because the wire is soft and twists easily during the landing with the gears down. So I do belly landing without any problem, except some, stain from the grass. This is a view of the landing gear. As the wing has no space from inserting, the landing gear, there are holes in the wing for that. The base of the here. The base of the gear is made in plywood, and these screws serve to reinforce the plywood that are placed at the other side of the wing. Here is a view of the nose gear. In this case, it is not directional, but the takeoff distance is so small, about 5 meters to 7 meters, that it is not required. The nose landing gear is mounted on plywood, supported at the sides by the fuselage with plastic strip. We will see it later. This plane has at the moment more than 40 flights, so it is not a new plane, as we can see. Note that the flexible paint plastic strip serves to cover the two main landing gears in the upper part of the wing. Note here also that the main wing is made from 10 millimeter thick foam, but the secondary wing, which is made from 6 millimeter thick foam. Anyway, the same thickness can be used in both wings. The 11 servos are placed into a hole in the wings. I use this arrangement of the control rods that allow very fine adjustment of the position and are very strong at the same time. Here you can see that the exit tube uh, is connected easily to the form or the contour of the fuselage. So it is necessary to have a fine finish at the exhaust cone. Here we can see that flexible plastic strip act as a damping mechanism for the nose gear assembly, which is mounted here in this plywood. These strips are made from juice containers. Here is another view on the front part. The entrance of the ADF unit have a clean pass, a clean air pass. You see anything that interfere. Note that the soft foam seal around the ADF entrance. And this ADF unit is a 12-blade FMS brand, 6 cells lipo battery. This unit gives an excellent performance, producing around 2,000 grams on thrust. Here, for those interested, are the main dimension in millimeter and the location of the CE. The location of the ADF units is also indicated, and here is the distance from the on the exhaust. Note that the fuselage is basically in a square box using 10 millimeter thick foam. The nose cone is carved from several foam layers and covered with paper. The airfoil is key F2 type, where the upper part, the upper wing layer, is indicated in this schema. Location of the spark tubes is not critical, provided that they do not interfere with the landing gears if used. So I recommend first place the position of the landing gears, which are behind the center of gravity, and then uh, determine where you are going to place your spark tubes. Here are some complementary notes. First, the fuselage is reinforced along with 1/4 inch wood strips. Equally is reinforced the wing leading edge. The secondary wing leading edge and the vertical wing are also reinforced with the same um, wood strips. Spot for the wing are a 10 millimeter round hollow carbon fiber tubes, but you can use also hardwood uh, if you don't have these carbon fiber tubes. It is important to establish the position of the main landing gear before establishing the position of the spark tubes. Landing gear axes are 50 millimeters behind the center of gravity. The entrance of the air ducts are over the wing, and the reason for that is that no debris can be suctioned during the belly landing. I use Corona digital servos, metal gear, which is torqued at about 2 kilogram force per centimeter. Alfuse and wing are reinforced with paper tape, which is the covering tape that uses the painter, 2-inch wides. This is painted and covered with white glue as a finishing layer.